Yo,
Welcome.
sorry about that. Instagram
All good.
impaired.
I
Yeah,
appreciate your enthusiasm. I do.
thank you. Yeah, it's just, just trying to get in.
Yeah. No, definitely, man. What you sipping on over there?
I got some bourbon. It's a Basil Hayden's. Yeah,
Ooh, okay, okay. I'm taking
yeah.
it light right now. I'm
All
just
right.
here with a little bit of
Different time zones. Yeah.
this is oh, that's backwards. Weird. Well, not weird. I guess that's how cameras work, right?
Yeah.
But no, that's Mikey Tea, Egyptian Nights. I don't know if you know DJ Mike Nasty out there in Brooklyn, but
I don't, I know him, but not personally. Yeah.
okay. No, he's fired. You should definitely check him out. He's got some really good house. But he also makes tea. So that's that. How
Oh,
are you?
cool. Oh, I'm all right, man. Hanging in. Yeah.
Good. Thank you for joining us on the first one, man. You got a beautiful setup over there.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. This is this is the lab.
Okay.
Yeah.
What part of Brooklyn are you in?
I'm in Clinton
With
Hill.
Clinton Hill. Without
Yeah.
giving too much. I don't want anybody showing up.
No, no, it's cool. Yeah, I'm in Clinton Hill. I love my neighborhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's crazy. I mean, it just goes to show you how Brooklyn is. I lived in Bed-Stuy for like 7 years.
Really?
Yeah, and like some like I mean, we have a record like and together, and we haven't
Right.
actually physically met. That's
I know. I know. And actually, we're working on another one. I don't even know if you know that, but
I
but
did it.
yeah, but I'm working on a track with Cor.ece that you
Yeah,
did verse on. So
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, possibly
Possibly
impossible.
impossible. Yeah. Yeah.
We should let them hear that.
We could. We could. I could pull it
Okay,
up. Yeah.
that'll be a
Little sneak peek.
little let's give them like a 10-minute reward if they
Okay.
get to.
Yeah.
No, man, but so what would you be doing right now if you weren't live right now?
I mean, honestly, Tuesday night at 1:30 a.m. I would probably be sleeping, but
Mm,
I'm more of like a work. I'm more productive during the day. Like at
okay,
night, my girlfriend and I most of the time just like chill, do whatever, and then I mean like I'm on a totally different schedule than what my life used to be,
okay,
basically at this point. So yeah, but like I work at any hour of the day, but I find myself to be most productive during the days. So that's when I generally focus.
okay. That's cool. No,
I
I
know
know.
it's weird for dance music, nightlife
I
person. It's
know.
like I love nighttime. I love late nights, but I'm actually more effective like with what I do during the day. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing that I find funny. Like I've had the fortune of like being in the being in the bullpen with Luke,
Hmm.
with being there with Simon, and I look at them and no disrespect to anybody's age, but I'm like, I don't know how you all are up this late.
Yeah. I think you have to do drugs for a long period of your life and then stop. I think that's the key. Yeah.
Something. I'm
No, but they
amazed by
love
it
the
every
music,
time.
man. It's like,
Yeah.
if you're into it, it's like, yeah. And also, I feel like it gets to it. It's like some of that stuff is just like practice too. It's like you do it long enough, and it's just like that's like what you do. You know it. You know how to pace your night and like all of that, and like how to just be in it for like the long haul of a night. It's like
That is true.
yeah.
At this point, I mean, they're at like PhD status. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
they
for
they
sure.
know
Yeah.
what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're at PhD status. Like
Yeah.
I hope that in my career that I'm earning my master's right now. I would say that they're definitely at PhD status. I'd say you got your master's.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I've been doing this for a while, for sure. Yeah.
So what random question, but that I am curious. What year did you get your start?
So I really like. I mean, I've been playing music since I was really young.
Yeah.
Since I was about 12 years old. But I didn't really get totally into this type of music, like, or just I wasn't as much into dance music. I started out playing rock, and then I got very into jazz through college. That's like what I focused on exclusively. And then I sort of ended up in this world because I was playing with this group, Tortured Soul, and we were basically like a live band, but we produced some deep house records in the early 2000s
Yeah.
that caught on and did pretty well. And we toured a lot, and so I mean, I guess I would say like as a professional musician, I've been doing this for about 20 years.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the part I guess that is so interesting. Like I was introduced to your music through, through house, through,
Yeah.
like working on the track with Carice, and
Yeah.
seeing your name like on the same rosters and things like that since, Dave and Sam, since we've been doing our
Yeah.
thing. And I think I didn't realize until I started doing some digging. I'm like, no, like this he's a musician. And not to say that, a house producer isn't a musician. You absolutely are. But I mean, you are instrumentalist first, so to speak.
Yeah, I am. I'm an instrumentalist before I'm a DJ or a producer, really.
Yeah. That's something that, I'm intrigued by. That's kind of similar to Sam's background.
Mm-hmm.
Sam is, I got to meet Sam as a DJ, and then, learned of his beats, and then he started producing for my rap group, almost a decade ago, and kind of gradually evolved into this.
So you guys have been working together for that long? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and just different iterations, Even some of the tunes that are on this actual album go back to 2013.
Okay.
I say about a third of it started in 2013.
That's gratifying when you get to finally like take music that's been you made that long ago and finally see it released,
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, just there's a whole, I could teach a whole class on manifestation just based on this process.
Yeah.
And the kind of intentionality that he and I worked with. But, I was just kind of, referencing the fact that I guess I was introduced to him through hip hop, through DJing, then through hip hop, then through his beat making prowess, and then had this kind of aha moment when I realized, like, well, there's a bass guitar laying around here and a Rhodes sitting over there, and like these instruments aren't just sitting in your apartment for nothing, like.
Yeah.
And he was basically a band kid who was intrigued by DJing and was intrigued by hip hop and intrigued by house and all these things, and so
yeah.
That's what I think you get in No Shade, is that like,
mm-hmm.
It's just music,
yeah,
but it just happens to be at a certain tempo.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, I kind of, it sounds like we did have kind of maybe a similar path. I mean, with Tortured Soul, the band that I mentioned, we were playing basically live house music. So we were a trio, drums, bass, and keys, and we played completely live without any electronics on stage, but we ended up playing because we really did focus on it, and like we would play like a continuous set from beginning to end, we wanted to kind of be like have the impact of a DJ set.
Yeah.
Where it just, there's no lulls. It never breaks. It's just like a constant like flow of music, and that's what we did, and we ended up, because of that, we ended up playing in places that often didn't have bands ever, that were just like DJ oriented places, clubs and stuff. And that's where I got kind of exposed and turned on to like the world of like dance music for real. Like I'd always been into like groove oriented music, like funky music and stuff, but I don't think I really, and I went to clubs. I grew up outside of the city. I used to come down and go to clubs when I was in high school and stuff, like in the late 90s, and so I had some exposure to it, but that wasn't at that time, that wasn't what hit me. It was like when I started playing with the band and I started really beginning to appreciate what DJs did, and meeting and getting to play on bills with and see like some other really, legendary kind of DJs and some like, some environments that like opened my eyes, I think, a bit to the whole world of club music. Yeah.
I appreciate that, that path, because that is very similar to what again that Sam and I were trying to accomplish with our live set when we first kind of decided to make it a thing and to kind of pursue a collective route. We had this idea, and in fact, this is still kind of part of what we've done for like the festival gigs and things like that, to give you, the basically a DJ or like a party experience. And so like Sam, like our album basically happens within a house music set.
Mm.
And then in the midst of that, when it's, you know, a song by like a classic that you know or something you don't know, but that, you know, is groove based, then in the pocket, I'm either chanting or freestyling,
Yeah.
or, you know, and the idea again was just to, yeah, to basically kind of and very intentionally fuse, you know, fuse these experiences and kind of create something that logically could happen at a house music event or at a dance festival or whatever it may be, but just based on the framework of it all, you won't see it, you know.
Yeah.
But it could technically happen in that space, but then at the same time, it could also happen in a hip hop event, you know. It could
Right.
also happen in, you know, just something
Sure.
across bills. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that
that
sounds cool. I gotta, but when there's live gigs again, I gotta check you guys.
likewise.
Yeah.
Definitely that. Likewise. Yeah, it just, you know, that was the goal of it. And it's funny because when we did the first Croatia set, they put us on there for like 3 hours, and we were like, why? Do y'all know that? And the thing is, they kind of didn't, you know. They, I'm not sure what the thought was, but I know that there was this, you know, vision that basically Sam's gonna DJ for 3 hours, and then kind of whatever happens happens.
Right.
And so, you know, never wanted to back down. We're like, challenge.
Yeah.
So I was like running. I was, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you gotta raise the performance to the level of what's required, you know?
yeah, yeah. Second year, there was like 4 costume changes. Like I was trying to channel my Beyonce, you know, like costume changes, you know, choreography,
Nice.
you know,
Yeah. I haven't
props.
elevated to that level yet with the costume
Yeah.
changes, but you know, maybe when we come back out of this, that's something I need to add for sure.
No, that. um, all right. So question on actually, let's give them their reward. Do you have possibly impossible
Mm.
around?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, we got a question from Kev.
Yeah, let me play the right one. Actually, you know what I can do? I could. Is this it? Because I feel like I bounced. Wait. Let me pull up the actual project.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
How's your multitask game? Can you answer a question
I can.
while
Yes, I
searching?
can. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire.
Okay, go
All
ahead.
right, let's
Hit,
get
hit
it.
me.
We got a question from the comments.
Okay.
This is for you. How has the pandemic changed how you've approached your career?
Well, I mean, obviously, you know, I would say the number one way is not being able to sort of have the. I think that a big part of the way that I used to work was the live the live thing kind of informed the studio thing and vice versa. So a lot of times I would have some of my most productive studio days in the days after like a really fun live gig or DJ set or something. You know what I mean? Like
Mm,
carrying that energy over and that excitement and ideas that you get like kind of in that moment
yep.
spontaneously into some of the work in the studio. And obviously that's not there anymore. You know what I mean? Like you have to kind of like make your own inspiration. um, I think that I work a lot more these days. I just spend more time in the studio than I ever did before. I don't think I'm necessarily as productive or efficient with what I'm
Oh,
doing. I try to give myself a break for that because I know that's just like what it is and like that's part of the nature of this situation that we're all in. But I
yep.
do think that just by virtue of the fact that I've been hammering away at it every day, and like really coming at it like a job. I think I've gotten a lot done, and I'm happy about that. So I mean, I'm not sure if that answers the question. I mean, it's definitely changed things a lot. I mean, it took me months to sort of just get my head around the fact like, oh shit, I'm not playing a gig for for who knows how long. And, you know, for someone like myself, as I said earlier, I've been doing this for 20 years. I mean, this is the longest time since I started playing music. Actually, this is the longest that I've ever gone without any kind of performance, like real performance. I mean, I've done some Zooms and stuff, but like, and I did a few small gigs actually late in the summer, but you know, longest that I ever went since the time I started playing music when I was 12 years old without playing a real gig, you know.
Wow.
It's like, and that's like, you know, that's baked into me, who I am, like, and what I do. So that's a real change. That was a really hard adjustment for me. But, you know, it's like you adapt, and like, ultimately, like, you know, I'm going to find a way to make music. I'm going to find a way to do that. And so I've just been working with what I'm able to do right now, which is basically spend time right where I'm sitting right now, and, you know, doing this stuff. So, yeah.
That's what's up, man. Good answer.
Thanks.
No, I mean, it sounds like, you know, it's kind of forced you to, just to be that much more, I don't know, intentional and kind of organized and structured in how you go about what you do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I'm organized, but you know, like I said, I'm just making up for it with sheer volume of time spent, basically. You know, it's
Gucci
like, yeah, right, yeah. It's like I think you know, and I still have had in this whole time, I've had moments where I like feel like I hit that stride and I'm like really, really being productive, but overall, I'm just trying to you know, I've got a lot of different things that I'm working. That's been helpful for me too, I think, like having a lot of different, you know, pots, like, or on the oven kind of cooking, and like I work on one thing for a bit, and the minute that I feel like I'm hitting a wall or not inspired, I move on to something else, and I kind of just like this constant rotation of things. And it's also been really helpful to collaborate with different people, and you know, that helps you not get into that rut that you get into by yourself sometimes creatively, you know.
Yeah.
So all of those things have been helping me keep it going, and yeah, hopefully, you know, I'll have a lot to show for it next year.
Yeah, I definitely feel like 2021 is just going to be, you know, an explosion of creativity. I mean, this year already was.
Yeah,
you know, you can kind of feel it once in that first month. You kind of feel like, you know, it's going to be a lot flowing out. But I think 2021, we're going to see, I mean, just a volume of.
Yeah, I think so. And I know a lot of people have been making great stuff that they're holding because everybody wants it to come out at a time when people can be out and enjoying music again.
Yep.
You know, at least in our world specifically, where it's much less of a solitary listening thing and more of like enjoying it with your friends and being able to move around, you know. So
Absolutely. Yes, Sam and I are probably we've definitely got about a full length worth.
That's great.
Just sitting.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been venturing out too and working with all kind of different dance producers too, and just, you know, just stretching, just like you said, making up for it with volume, you know.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Well,
you want to hear this Possibly Impossible?
Let's get it. Let's run that.
You probably haven't heard this version. I don't know if Chris played it for you or not.
I don't know. Okay. Let's get it. Exclusive
drop. It's not a finished mix or anything, but
all good. All good.
Can you hear that okay?
Oh yeah, I can hear it. Where's Carice? This part. I love this part. The groove on that hook is just, it's sweet. Bass was your first instrument?
What's that?
Was bass your first instrument?
Yeah, bass my first instrument.
I can tell you got bass lines, bro.
That's here, right? Coming up.
Right there.
You're coming up. You're coming up.
I love the Yeah, I haven't heard this section.
What's that?
I haven't heard this section. Yeah, you put the stank on it. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. I know that guy. Yeah. Yeah.
I got mind control like I'm smoking. She say shut up and I be quiet. When she leave again, I be talking. Play too much, she like, boy, you tried it. She not one for game like controller. Hold day on and I know she tired. We too grown to stay mad, I'm going. Pull up on me, I got that fire.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Oh, we got a few more people in the building.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Sounds good, right?
Yeah, sounds great. I appreciate you. Yeah, no, I appreciate being a part of that entire concept, man.
Yeah, totally. I know. It's my only complaint about your verse is that it's too short.
I know. I have this like, I don't know, man. Just like the reference in mind was like one of those, you know, like ODB coming in on the intro of
yeah,
you know, Mariah and Fat Me and Mariah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's exactly like that. Yeah,
like that's literally what I was trying to do: get in and get out. You know what I mean? But it's such a groove, man. I love it. I love it. Now, Cor.ece and I have, he and I are probably like, I'm gonna say like 7 or 8 tracks in for 2020.
Oh, you are? That's great. I didn't know that. Dope.
Yeah, I'll share them. I'll share the little SoundCloud with you. Let you see.
Yeah. So there's, I mean, this is basically essentially like my remix of the song, you know.
Yeah.
But so I see my friend Maggie Odyssey Jones is asking what was that. So this is a track by Cor.ece, singer from LA, who I met through the Defected connection. I helped record him for the Honey Dijon record, and label mates with and obviously works with Sam and Dave and Sam, and so this is like a track that he brought to me, and Cor.ece and I are working on a couple things as well, but this is one that he wanted sort of, you know, a different production on, or a remix kind of production. So that's what that's what that is.
That's incredible. I'll tell you, Cor.ece and I, like, we go back. So my wife has been friends with Cor.ece. Well, she said they weren't friends when they first met, but since they were 3. Yeah. Oh, wow. So they go back in St. Louis, and so I met him, you know, when I met her, and you know, once he and I started working on music, probably 7 or 8, maybe at this time now, like 7 or 8 years ago, just kind of, you know, figuring some stuff out together, and yeah,
Oh, cool.
I'm really excited about what he's doing this year. He's somebody who, again, he moved with very specific intention. It was just like, no, I'm going to make music work.
Yeah.
I'm to, elevate what I'm doing. I'm going to grow it, and he works at his craft, and I have respect for it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a big fan of what he's doing too. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's fun to work on the tracks with him. Like we've just been, we I feel like we have a good sort of similar kind of vibe. Because like something like this, like I just kind of, I just like listen to the vocals and just make something that I think suits it. And like
Yeah.
we haven't had any, and like, it's always weird working remotely with people, not being in the same room with them. And it's like, I kind of just, we haven't, but everything that we're both on the same page, it seems like musically. So yeah, it's been working well.
That's dope.
We got another good one too, but we're going to hold that one. We're going to hold
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, let me know what goes on with this one, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm hopefully this will be possibly a release on Razor and Tape, maybe with the other one that we're doing too. So
dope.
Yeah.
Dope. Yay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I guess I'll wrap it up. I don't want to hold you too long, but I want to ask you, what is the warmest record you can think of?
The warmest record I can think of. I mean, I think on the just non-dance tip at all, probably Bill Evans' Portrait in Jazz. That's like, that gives me a, I mean, it's actually just a warm sounding record, and just the whole, that record is like a big hug, basically.
Yep.
It's like a blanket. On the dance tip, I mean, there's so much stuff, but I'll just stick with that. But like, I'm a big fan of Larry Heard, Mr. Fingers, like early production, especially like that stuff. Just I don't know, it just nails it to me because it has everything that I like musicality and just a really cool way of approaching machines but always just sounds like really pretty but dancey too. Yeah. He's one of my like favorite producers.
That's what's up. The record that I am inspired by tonight, and definitely with this tea, is Nights Over Egypt by the Jones.
That's a great record.
That one is in my head heavy today. That is, like you said, you put it best. It's like a big hug, like the entire track. It's just so, but it's so danceable. And I guess that's with Dexter Wansell.
Yeah.
And I mean, his work,
yeah, definitely Dexter Wansell is a bad dude for sure.
Yeah. So much respect on that. Much respect.
Cool.
On that. Yeah, man. Well, is there anything you want to leave us with? Anything that you want to share about what's coming up or what you got going on?
Yeah, sure. I mean, so in addition to all the music that I'm working on personally, I also have been, we got a lot of cool stuff coming up with the label with Razor and Tape.
Okay.
I'm kind of excited, really excited actually for this year. We have a lot of great stuff signed. A lot of, Razor and Tape gone a lot of different directions. It started kind of more as like an edits kind of bootleg label, and then bootlegs and just, pump and dance stuff, and branched out into a sub imprints with Reserve and 45 series. But we have a lot of great original music coming up, like some great stuff that we've signed from different artists around the world. And we're trying to like take the whole thing kind of to the next level. So I'm excited about that.
You, sir.
Yeah. We do have a few more edits records coming out, but we're really trying to focus more on just bringing new original music,
Absolutely.
getting that out there. So we have some good stuff coming up, and I have a lot of great collabs in the works, and it's all getting close. I'm just chipping away at it, but I'm hopefully, get some of that stuff out there in the new year too. Yeah.
Y'all heard it first. JKriv is about to have a fire 2021.
I hope so.
That's what's up. That's exciting, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'll definitely send you some tunes.
Yes, please do. Yeah, I want to hear what you guys have been doing too, and I'd love to hear the other stuff with Cor.ece too.
I'm gonna just pull up
Yeah, play some stuff if you got it.
pull up a couple of things real quick. Let me see. You know what? I don't have my SoundCloud handy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna play a recent Sam production. It's
Okay.
on our theme music for the show.
Nice. Like the walk-on music.
You got it. So we're gonna take that out. If my audio comes on. There we go.
Nice.
So, but this is also a good indicator of where the sound is right now.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds good.
thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So, let me see if we had any questions that from the people. Super cool that artists on the same label like to work together. What's the culture of the label? Man, honestly, kudos to Defected, Classic. Like that whole family does a really great job of facilitating a lot of the synchronicity.
Yeah.
You know,
They bring people together, you know? Yep. And actually that's something that a long time ago, actually really one of my first big DJ gigs, I played at this club Sankey's that was open for a second in New York City and closed. But I got to play with a bunch of great DJs, and one of them was Shay Damier. And that was one of the things he told me that always stuck with me. It's like, your job as a DJ is to bring people together. And that is something that I feel like is like an ethic that Defected and Classic, and they have, and they've done it. They really know how to like choose people and arrange them and create cool new things out of those combinations, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It's inspirational to say the least. And I'm glad to be a part of the team. Well, that's all. Thank you for joining. I'll be in touch. Let's work.
Yeah, for sure, man. And it's really nice to actually like just talk, you know?
Absolutely.
We've never actually interacted like in real time before. So, you know.
Well, that's the thing, and I could do this all day. I'm trying to catch myself, but that's the thing. That's one of the reasons why we started the series, is that, you know, you just kind of realized we have this network. You know, music gives you a network, right? Like no matter what level you're playing at, like music creates a network for you, and so you have this network. But for us, especially with dance music, with the fact that we are based outside of the country of our label, you know, we don't have contact with a lot of the people that we interact with. So, or physical contact. And then of course, 2020 happened, and that's that. So it just kind of, dawned on us, like, let's just tap in with our network, because the reality is the people who are finding our records are vibrating at a certain frequency, or at least their taste, their interests are vibrating at a certain frequency. So chances are, we're probably vibrating at a similar frequency, who are out there, so that is part of the inspiration for this. Is just like, let's tap in and have some conversation, because we're all kind of head down and getting to it, and
it's a cool idea.
Thank you.
Good new series. I'll tune into some of the other ones too.
All right. Well, thank you for helping us launch it, man.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Yeah.
All right. Well, take care.
All right.
Be well in Brooklyn. Go ahead and get some rest.
Yes, I will.
Thank you, everybody that pulled up.
Yeah.
Let me get some of these waves off real quick. Bong, bong, bong. All right, bet.
All right, man.
Good night. Later. Take care. Be easy.
Yeah, take care.